Students, here I am going to explain the working principle and the circuit diagram of Johnson ring counter, which is also known as twisted counter. Okay, this is one type of shift register. Here we use D flip-flop and the output of one flip-flop goes as the input of in the next flip-flop. So here there are 4 registers used in this counter, and flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2, flip-flop 3, flip-flop 3, flip-flop 4. 4 registers are used, and the output of first flip-flop goes as the input in the second flip-flop, as Q0 goes into D1, Q1 goes to D2, Q2 goes to D3. But only difference is here we get output from Q3 as usual, but in this flip-flop at every clock pulse the complemented output of last flip-flop will goes as the input of the first one. In straight ring counter we have studied that the output of last flip-flop goes as the input of one input in the first flip-flop, and in Johnson ring counter the complemented output of the last flip-flop goes as the input in the first one. This is the difference between the Johnson ring counter and the straight ring counter. And another difference is here every flip-flop is connected with clear signal. You see, directly every flip-flop is connected with a clear signal directly. What is clear signal? This is overriding input. Overriding input means this signal's value does not depend upon the clock pulse and the input value of the flip-flop. Whenever a clear input goes to high, that means 1, then the output of flip-flop will be 0. That means all its value is changes into 0. This is the overriding input. As this is connected directly, then clear value is taken as 1. If it is connected with the complemented clear output, then the clear input 0 will change the output 0. Okay, now here every flip-flop is connected with the same clock signal with positive edge triggering. That is why this is known as synchronous. This is type of synchronous counter. Okay, so and as the input of previous flip-flop goes as the output of previous flip-flop goes as the input of the next one, then this flip-flop value will moves in type of ring pattern. Now let us see the truth table of Johnson counter. So here clock pulse Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. Whenever clock is 0, we give clear a high signal, clear input, high signal. That means all the flip-flops value will be reset. Clear is high. All the flip-flops value will be reset into 0. Then for every clock pulse, that is for clock 1, for every clock signal, all the flip-flops will be activated. Now our first condition is the output of the complemented value of the last flip-flop will goes as input in the first. So that we get the first output. So here you see at first Q1, Q0, Q1 all are 0. Now the complemented output of Q3 is 1. So it will goes as the input in D0. So we can write here Q3 as a complement goes to Q0. So here it is 0, so its complemented is 1. Okay, now Q0 shifted to Q1, Q0 value shifted to Q0 as the output of previous flip. Q0 goes as the input of D1 which we get in the Q1. As all of our is D flip flop, whatever it gives as input, it will be in the output. So Q0 goes to D1 and this we get in Q1. So our Q0 value shifted into Q1. So it is now here Q1 shifted to Q2. Q2 shifted to Q3. And then we make clear low signal. Why? Because if the clear signal is low, then this signal's value will not affect the flip-flop. Whenever we give clear a high signal, all the flip-flop value will be in reset condition. Now for the next clock pulse, we get complemented value of Q3 goes in Q0. So here it is 0. So it goes in complemented in Q0. That means Q3 complement. 1 goes to here. Q0 goes to Q1. Q1 goes to Q2. Q2 value goes to Q3. So you see all the value is shifted in its next flip-flop. So that's why it is also called as a shift register. Now again in the next clock pulse, complemented Q3 is 1 which goes into Q0 as output. So it is 1. Q0 goes to Q1. So it is 1 goes to Q1. Q1 goes to Q2. Q2 goes to Q3. For the next clock pulse, complemented of Q3 means 1 goes to Q0. Q0 goes to Q1. Q1 goes to Q2. Q2 goes to Q3. Now for the fifth, we know complemented of Q3. Now here it is 1, so its complemented value is 0. So 0 goes to Q0. Q1 goes to Q0 goes to Q1. Q1 goes to Q2. Q2 goes to Q3. For the sixth clock pulse, complemented of Q3 means 0. 0 goes to Q0. Q0 goes to Q1. Q1 goes to Q2. Q2 goes to Q3. For the seventh clock pulse, complemented of Q3 is 0. This goes to Q0. Q0 goes to Q1. Q1 goes Q0. Q2 goes to Q3. The 8th clock pulse, complemented of Q3 means 0. This goes to Q0. Q0 value goes to Q1. Q1 value goes to Q2. Q2 value goes to Q3. You see, we reached in our first state. Okay, so it will again start counting from this sequence. If we convert it into binary equivalent of this number, this will be 0, this will be 8, this will be 8, this will be 12. Now this will be 14, this will be 15, this will be 7, this will be 3, this will be 1, this is 0. So we get only these binary numbers equivalent from this counter. So we skip the values 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 30. Okay, so counting numbers are from this counter is 0, 8, 12, 14, 15, 7, 3, 1, 0. Okay, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 state. From the Johnson ring counter, we get these 8 state and we skip these numbers from this counter. So this is the binary Johnson ring counter. Okay. Here you can see that the one chain move in a circular way. That's why it's also called a ring counter. So you will understand this truth table and this diagram very carefully.